ITV Lunchtime News.
Good afternoon. The first victim of the Swiss ski resort fire has been named as 17-year-old Italian golfer Emanuele Galappini. Around 40 people were killed and 115 injured as they celebrated New Year's Eve at a bar in Cran, Montana. Many are believed to be teenagers. Worried families face an agonising wait for news as authorities try to identify victims, a process which could take days or even weeks. It's as new pictures and videos of the moments before and after the fire started to emerge, images which are in John Ray's report from the start and which some viewers may find distressing.
The New Year was little more than an hour old. Celebrations in a bar were in full swing. Fireworks flared on top of champagne bottles. And then a small fire in the ceiling. Camera phones trained on the flames. At first, only a few to the exit. The rest continued to party. These images were recovered from the phone of 16-year-old Valentin de Bouvier, now fighting for his life in a coma. His brother somehow escaped, but in his mind is still living the nightmare.
Fire turned into a fireball. I felt this fireball over my head, let it on my neck, and this moment fired all the air, all the breath in the air, and I couldn't breathe anymore. So the last word I took the foot of the table and grabbed myself out.
What was that moment like?
Terrifying. That like rage, I don't know, terrifying. I saw people, burning people on the ground. I grabbed one out.
Screens now shield the scene of almost unimaginable horror. It will take time for authorities to match the bodies they are recovering with a long list of the missing. But the first of the dead to be named is Emanuele Galappini, a talented golfer, unlike so many of the victims, a teenager. For 30 frantic hours, Letitia Broda says she's been searching for her son Arthur. We've had no news of him, she says. Last night's vigil is merely the most public expression of the deep grief and profound shock felt far beyond this small Swiss resort. John Ray, ITV News.
Our reporter Amy Lewis is at the scene in Cran, Montana in Switzerland. Amy, what's the latest there?
Well, overnight the cordon has been made much smaller, so now we are much closer to where it actually happened. You can see the bar now over my shoulder, just up the street behind. Lots of people have come, very emotional, and laying flowers last night here. There was a candlelit vigil and there's still candles burning around and just up the streets. Now we're waiting in an hour or so from an update from the Swiss authorities. As it stands, we know around 40 people died here and around 115 were injured. Now the UK Foreign Office has not confirmed yet if any British nationals were involved, but it is clear that several nationalities have been affected. The Italian Foreign Minister, for example, earlier on this morning was shown around and had a look inside the bar where all of this happened. Having spoken this morning to the families that you heard in John's report, it is clear that they are grieving, it is clear they are in shock, but they are also incredibly angry.
Amy in Switzerland for now, thank you. Parts of the UK have been hit by snow and ice as freezing conditions bring disruption to roads, rail and air travel. Amber weather warnings for snow are in place for parts of Scotland, while there are also yellow warnings in Northern Ireland, South West England and Wales. Our Wales reporter Rhys Williams sent this update from Monmouthshire.
I'm standing here on the beautiful Sugarloaf Mountain overlooking Abergavenny in Monmouthshire, and it's here in these mountainous and rural areas across the UK where the worst of the conditions are expected. In the Black Mountains just north of here, the temperatures have already been below freezing, and snow has already fallen across parts of the north of Wales too. These pictures are from Coed Poeth near Wrexham this morning. Roads through these rural areas are particularly vulnerable, and drivers are being urged to take extra care, in particular while driving during the evening commute home this evening as temperatures drop. And there are various weather warnings in place across all 4 nations of the UK. The worst conditions are to be seen in Scotland, where amber snow warnings have been issued. Up to 40 centimetres of snow could fall there. The Met Office is predicting around 5 centimetres of snow could fall across England in Wales. In Scotland already some snow showers have been taking place, and people are being warned about blizzard-like conditions, particularly in the north and northeast of the country. There are warnings over the temperature too, as well as the snow. There's an amber cold health warning across the whole of England. This warns of a potential rise in deaths, particularly among elderly and vulnerable people, with warnings that hospitals and care homes could find it difficult to keep their buildings warm. People are being urged, if they can, to please check on elderly and vulnerable neighbours. This cold spell is expected to linger well into next week. However, the good news is, for the area being hit the hardest by the snow over the next 24 hours, Scotland, they should be through the worst of it by this time tomorrow.
Rhys Williams reporting. President Trump has said that if Iran shoots and kills peaceful protesters, then the United States will intervene and come to their rescue. At least 7 people have been killed in protests against the government's handling of its failing economy. A senior Iranian official responded by saying that US intervention would lead to chaos in the region. Young children can now be offered a vaccine which protects against chickenpox on the NHS for the first time. The jab was previously only available privately at a cost of around £150. Now children will be offered the vaccine in 2 doses at 12 and 18 months, along with the MMR jab, with catch-up doses offered to children up to the age of 6.
So I encourage parents to take up this opportunity for their 12 to 18-month-year-olds. Better for children, better for parents who have to take a couple of weeks off work. And of course, it's part of our commitment to making sure that we've got the NHS delivering cutting-edge treatment and care for all of our patients.
And Royal Mint has revealed 5 new coin designs for 2026, which celebrate milestone anniversaries this year. They include a £5 coin marking 100 years since the birth of Queen Elizabeth II, a 50p coin celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Grand Prix in Britain, and a £2 coin recognising 200 years since the foundation of the Zoological Society of London. And that's it for now. Shihab Khan will be back at 7:15. Until then, from all of us here, bye-bye.